Alrighty, let's get into this review. This is a review long in the making. We're going to talk about a movie adaptation, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story by Alexander Freed. Now, this is Alexander Freed's second novel in the Star Wars new canon, and it's quite a good one. I'm not going to go over the plot of Rogue One, because if you saw the movie, like the majority of you did, then there's really no point in me going over that again. So I'm going to talk about what I liked about the book. I really liked how we got characters' thoughts in the book. And what I mean by this is some of the motivations in Rogue One weren't that clear. And it was really good to have their thought processes going through. Specifically, Orson Krennic's was really interesting to hear. But one of my favorites was Bodhi. Now, Bodhi is a character that's forgotten for a lot of the movie, and he shows up to do certain things because of the plot. But in this, we get to understand what happened when the squid ate his memory and read his mind and mentally tortured him. And it's a very interesting perspective, and something that this story needed. Next, there's a really cool thing they did in here, which is supplemental data. Now, what the supplemental data things are they're just little tidbits that enrich the story and points of view. For instance, there's a story that talks about the Guardians of the Globe, which are Chirrut and Baze, what their motivations are, what they believe in, sort of thing. There's some logs between Galen Erso and Orson Krennic that weren't in the movie that are interesting to read, where Galen's subtly putting in the flaw in the Death Star that Luke will eventually exploit. So on and so forth. There's just some really good stuff. And it's not like a certain author who wrote a certain trilogy of books with these interludes that disrupt the flow of the book. These are put in here. The supplemental data will aid in the chapter you just read, usually. And the other times, it didn't affect the story at all in a negative way. In fact, most of the time it was positive. Some of it wasn't necessary, of course, but it was fun to read. Alexander Freed is really becoming one of my favorite Star Wars authors now. He's just really good at war stories. And that's what Rogue One is. It's a war story. Much like his previous novel, Battlefront Twilight Company, which I'm in the process of reading right now, and you'll get a review eventually. Both are really good books. This is superb. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This book is a lot better than the Force Awakens novel by Alan Dean Foster. And I'm an Alan Dean Foster fan, but this just had more going for it. It explained some things more, whereas the Force Awakens novel really didn't. It was kind of straightforward, the movie, with slightly different dialogue, which of course this has some different dialogue as well. It also adds some scenes that weren't in the movie that I won't spoil for you. You should check out the book. And overall, I give this 4.8 out of 5 stars. Really good read, well worth your time, very fast read. So, anyway, next Star Wars review. You all know what it is. I can't believe you people requested it again that I review another one of these stupid Aftermath books, but might as well finish out the trilogy, right? Or it may kill me. Either's very plausible at this point, so anyway, have a nice day.